Good morning. Friday morning. Off to the gym. Oh, maybe I should turn my lights on. That would be a good idea. Alrighty. Beautiful day. It looks like it's going to be 105. Gross. Oh, man. What a day. I'm so excited though because it's getting light later. That doesn't make sense. It's getting lighter later in the day. So that's always so fun for me. I just love winter time. Eventually, I'm hoping that it will be chilly and I'll have to wear a sweater, jacket, or a hoodie or something. Yeah, I tell you. Yesterday I had a delivery, which was nice. I had a new guy, Josh, and he was super cool. Or maybe his name was Jason. It was a J something. So, he was telling me how I was his first solo delivery, and he has been training for like 2 weeks, maybe 3, something like that. So, it was very cool though, because he found me right away, and then he went and got the stuff and everything. But I was talking to him because I'm like, I told him I'm so glad that you called me, because you can always call or text, whichever. It just helps me, because my situation is that I do dialysis 3 times a day. So if you do not call me and you show up, I don't know what happens, because I can't come answer the door. So he was like, understanding that part, because there's also PD dialysis where you can be hooked up overnight. And so because of that, of course, you could open the door any time of the day. But I'm not that. So he was like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. And I said, yeah. I said, there's been a couple times where, the guy would call and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do my dialysis right now. But I can postpone it and kind of adjust to be flexible. But basically, it's always better just to call or text and say, I'm going to be there in 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever. That way I don't miss you, because I don't want to miss you. I can't miss you. And he was like, what's weird is that there's been a couple times I've delivered and people weren't home. Like, they just weren't there. And I was like, oh my gosh, what happens? Like, you need your dialysis. You can't not have it. And he's like, I guess we just come back the next day or something. And I told him about that time that they called me and said it will be here Friday, and then the guy showed up on Thursday. So I told him, I said, well, don't be surprised if that happens, because technology and communication, scheduling, all of it can get jumbled up a little bit. And he was like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I said, yeah. And I called Baxter and they refused to take accountability. They were just like, well, the driver and all this stuff, blaming him. It was terrible. And I was like, no, the driver doesn't just randomly pick apartments. He knows, because he has a schedule. And you guys put out this schedule. So whoever the schedule person is needs to be aware of that, because I can't miss my delivery, and I don't know. Anyways, I did ask him, I was like, what happens if you miss your delivery? Let's say you're not there. And he's like, well, what happens is they call the nurse that's on your file, and the nurse tries to contact you. And he said there's been a couple times where he left everything at the front door, and then somebody had somebody to take it inside. And so then I kind of wonder, well, that would make sense, because they do come in with their trolley. They are walking on your floor. We don't wear shoes in our living room usually, So maybe that's kind of a germ thing too. It's like, leave it at the door, we'll haul it in. I don't know. That's an interesting thought, because it's, to me, I would be kind of panicked if I didn't have my delivery. Like, I could die. So, anyways, but he was really nice. So that was very, very cool. Oh, I did go to DeVita the other day, and it was really nice to be back. I think I only go like once a month now, and I see Dr. Olivier once a month, but sometimes I don't see him. I get the phone call, and so that's really nice. Again, I'm on the path of trying to find my primary doctor, which is so frustrating to me, because the phone number I have for her apparently is a phone number for a group of doctors, OBGYNs, at a specific location, and the receptionist is just so snotty all the time. And I thought I knew who my primary was, so I'm still investigating that part, because I need to go in and see her and see if my thyroid can be checked, just because I need it to be firing the correct way. Otherwise, I'll have to go down that adventure. But part of why I may be holding on to weight so much could be my thyroid. And so we just want to like eliminate everything we can before we look into, you know, like, why am I just holding on to this weight? It's really kind of crazy, because I don't overeat, and I don't overeat. And what I do eat, I don't eat bad food, you know. And in fact, my friend and I were talking the other day about how I'd rather just make a burger at home than even pick up a burger. There's just something more delicious about a burger that I make at home. But the thing I find, I don't know if you guys know an answer, but the thing I find is that we don't eat hamburger buns very often. Like, I'll eat a hamburger bun, Donnie usually will not. And so I don't want to go buy hamburger buns, because I just don't use them up. I mean, like last week I had an extra one, and so I gave it to Charlie, and he'll eat, you know, half of one day and half of one the other day, with his lunch. But it's not like we really need a package of 4, or they come in 8. So I think it's 8. I don't know, but nonetheless, I'm just like, I just don't eat them that much. But I enjoy it. Like a fresh hamburger, homemade hamburger from home is always super delicious. So it's not like I don't want to eat them, but I just don't want them in the cupboard sitting there. So I don't know what to do about that. I looked at rolls at Fry's, and, you know, obviously they sell rolls, but they don't just sell one bun. And like a hamburger bun, it's a little bit different than ciabatta bun or whatever. So that's my situation. Anyways, I'm going to go in here, work out a little bit, and then I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.